Today, guys. So today I'm going to be talking a little bit about what it's like owning my Ranger XLT. This is a 2005 Ranger, and in my last video I talked to you about it, and I told you how I got it for $300. And I kind of walked through a little bit and described what it was like, and King's helping me with the video. He's very helpful. Not really, but at least he's there for support. So this truck, I've owned it for about, I don't know, probably a month, and I have driven it probably about 150 so miles on and off. Like, now this truck isn't completely on the road yet, but this Mazda here, the one that I've done a review on and stuff before, is going to be coming off the road, and this is going to be on the road by the end of the week. So this is going to be driven completely, and this is going to be sitting right over here. It's going to be sitting right along these weeds, or tree line right there. It's just going to be sitting there probably till winter, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. Maybe sell it, but this little truck is amazing so far. Only a couple of things here and there that I want to get fixed up on it, but like this, I'm just noticing is pretty, this is loose as can be. The guy has zip ties on there. It looked like the thing, he might have like ran to a tree or somebody did down the line. You can also tell that it's kind of pushed in right along here. This light's popped out just a smidge. It looked like he did maybe get into like a little bit of a fender bender. Nothing major, but you can tell. I'm not sure if you can tell, but this kind of right here smooths in. So is this the license plate holder, but it's not a big deal. I'm sorry, I apologize about the wind, but the lights on it work good. Blinkers, everything works. So let's look at the engine one more time, because I know I showed the engine last time, but it's kind of hard doing this one-handed. Bear with me one sec. Alright, there we go. So as I stated before, 4-liter V6 single overhead cam. That's what that stands for in case you're not familiar. When you see DOHC, that means dual overhead cam. This is a single overhead cam, but that's just this version. There's only one big problem with the truck as is. That's not really majorly mechanical or anything, but it has to do with that right there. Yep. I don't know if you can see down in there, but it is completely empty. I just filled that about a week ago, and I drove it maybe 3 times. There's a small little leak. There's a hose about half the size of this on the bottom part of the truck, and it has like a little hole somewhere along the bottom of it where it's leaking. I gotta replace the hose because I felt everywhere on top of that hose. Nothing above it got cleaned. It's just that one hose, so I just gotta get the hose and replace it. But it's not a major deal right now. It's something I'll do down the line. But everything in the truck itself, minus the belt squeaking a little bit, is good. The belt does need to get changed, or not changed, but I need to get some belt quiet spray and put on there because it does squeak a little bit. We had an 07 Ford Taurus that did the exact same thing. We just sprayed it every month or so and it went away. Fan and everything works good. Belts all work good. Cylinders are good and everything. There's good compression, everything. The thing has some pickup, I'll tell you. I mean, compared to that little inline 4-cylinder engine, this thing is just an absolute beast. I mean, this thing goes 0 to 60 completely stock. I mean, I haven't done a single thing to this truck whatsoever. And I did time 0 to 60. I mean, I know it's not like a exact time, but my buddy used a stopwatch, and we got around 7.5 seconds each time. The best one was 7.3. The slowest one, I think, was 7.7. But, I mean, for a stock truck, that's not terrible. I mean, especially 2005. I believe that's a 2013. And that does it with its 4-cylinder in about 8.8 seconds. So this is about a second faster, give or take a little bit. Like, give or take like 0.2 seconds. Not that that matters to a lot of people, but I mean, the oil, this is, believe it or not, I've had this truck for a month. I've never checked the oil, and I know that is a horrible thing considering I worked on cars and trucks and everything. I just never had a chance to. So checking the oil for the first time. Please be good. Well, it actually doesn't look too bad. Not sure if the camera's picking that up, but it's not. It looks like it was just recently done. Yeah, that's, let me put a little bit right. I mean, that oil doesn't look black. It doesn't look awful. It actually looks like it's definitely overdue. I can tell that much. But it's not like something that hasn't been changed in like 50,000 miles. Probably like 15, 20,000, which isn't god awful, honestly. It's a lot better than I would have imagined it would have been. I really thought it would be like just pitch black and smells like gas. And when oil smells like gas, that automatically means that there is gas getting into the oil pan. That's not a good thing. It means some of your sealings. I missed those cars. I don't know. There was an old Ford Mustang just went by, but that means the seals in the engine bay where the oil pan and everything is, where oil gets brought up into the engine, are bad usually if there's oil getting into your gas getting into your oil. But in this case, we don't have to worry about that. This battery looks like it's been through its 9 lives. It still starts up and runs great. It doesn't fail, so it's definitely gonna need a new battery. And I just realized I left the lights on. I mean, I noticed that a minute ago, but boy, these things are warm. It's actually kind of warm. And it was just 90 degrees out yesterday, and today it's only about 58. Upstate New York weather. Gotta love it. But I really don't know exactly what this is, to be perfectly honest. I have no clue what the heck this wiring job is, but hey, works. The air filter definitely needs to be replaced eventually. It's good for right now, probably for another couple weeks, but I'll have it replaced within the next month or so. I'll have that replaced. Well, that's just the engine and all the fuses. If I can get this thing off one-handed here, all the fuses are all solid. None are blown or anything. I checked all those, so that's always good. Well, let's move on to the rest of the truck, because I don't want this video to be like a 2-hour-long video or anything. But tires, I know I showed these last time, but they're good. 4-wheel drive works and everything. Yada, yada, yada. I went through all that. Let's get on the bed of the truck for a minute here. So, I'm not sure if the camera will pick this up exactly. You see how the bed is kind of like hunkered down a little bit below the cab? Right here, it's like a little bit below the cab. It shouldn't be like that. It should be that right there should be up level with the cab, and it's not. That's because this bed on the front end here, like right in here, is kind of just rusted out on the bed. Not the truck frame itself, just the bed. So this, hear that? That's not good. That's what this strap's for. As soon as this strap comes off, this bed is probably going to it's going to be sitting like this. It's going to go like that and just fall off the side because the bed's shot inevitably. It has to get replaced, but gas cap and everything still work. This rear wheel drive works a little too well. I've had a little bit of fun on some dirt roads with it, and I know I shouldn't be doing that, but I have to have a little bit of fun. But yeah, everything under here is leaf springs. It looks like this thing definitely needs to get washed very, very soon, but they're solid. This is just part of the bed that used to be hooked in over here and just rusted off. Like I said, this bed needs to be replaced really soon. Probably this time next year I'll have a new bed. But for right now, I mean, it's just a tarp in here, but for right now it works. I can put my dirt bike still in here perfectly fine. I got a ramp, and I can just put the ramps right here like that, and then drive the dirt bike on in, or push it in. I'm not too confident riding it in, but you know. Yeah, so the tow hitch and everything works. The only other thing besides that little coolant that I really dislike is the fact that there is absolutely no wiring for lights to speak of. It looks as though that used to be the wiring. It looks as though it used to be right down here, right next to this tow hitch, where I've seen them before. Sometimes they're up here, sometimes they're down here. But it looks like something happened where he cut the wires. I'm going to have to get a professional to rewire it and rehook it up, because I have trailers that have lights on, like the snowmobile trailer. Going Gonna be using it this winter. Need lights. Can't drive without lights. But so I'm just kind of going over the truck a little bit more thoroughly. This whole entire piece of the bed really flexes really bad, but I made an awesome way of fixing that, and it's called using a bungee cord right there. That's country living right there. You either use a bungee cord, duct tape, or zip ties, one or the other, and they never let me down. So there is something up here. This truck, believe it or not, used to be a National Grid truck a long time ago. Let me just get up here in the bed. Look at that. Look at that beauty. Yeah, this used to be a National Grid truck. It looks as though there's no leaks or anything, but I definitely need to get this seriously patched up. It looks as though you could actually put lights up here. They actually don't look too bad, but I wouldn't hold my breath. I'm gonna get, eventually, once I get into more money, I'm just starting working again with this virus and stuff going on. So once I save enough money, I'm gonna take this in, have somebody go through this, that, all that, and have them redo it. But that's another time. That's just for another time. Ugh. All right, let's get on in the truck. And this thing rides so well. It just rides so unbelievably well for a truck. I'm really quite surprised. Ugh. Yeah, I left it up, but oh well. And there is an ABS light because this does need a fuel filter eventually, or a fuel filter. That is one thing I did do. I did put a fuel filter on there, but it does need an wheel speed sensor. I'm not exactly sure which one it needs, but it's going to need one eventually down the road. I got to have it scanned, but, you know, I'm not too concerned with it. Most of the lights go off except for the, that child safety. King! I'm doing a video! I'm sorry about the window. I'm sorry about the dog. Let me roll up this window with a non-electric window. Yeah. This does not have electric anything, really. No electric windows, no electric locks. You have to do them yourself. No electric mirrors. But it's a simple work truck. What do you expect? And the radio, that's just because that thing's up, but the radio does work.
Paint the picture for us. It is.
You're putting.
Yeah, it works. Yeah, it's a good truck. The windshield wipers, I know it won't work. Like, I mean, the windshield wipers, they obviously, I don't have the spray going because I have that hood up, but windshield wipers work. The dome lights, I did replace those, so those work when you open the, that one doesn't. Well, this one does. You gotta press the, there you go. But yeah, and then you shut the door, and obviously it turns off. It's good. Heater works. You know, it works. I'm trying to get this thing to autofocus, but it's not autofocusing for some reason. But the heater works. Air conditioning, not so much. I gotta recharge it with some CO2. And I believe when this guy hit whatever he had hit, that this airbag is blown. I mean, you can just feel it was just kind of like, it was just kind of pushed in there. That thing's definitely, I guarantee if I pull it off, it won't even be in there. But that's something that's gonna have to be checked out. And I believe this is for the lights on the roof. I believe that's what that's for. On, off. I'm actually gonna leave that off just because I don't want it using battery. But cigarette lighter used to be right here. This used to be an actual legit cigarette lighter. You put your cigarette in. I know some people call these chargers a cigarette lighter, but this was an actual real one that you could actually put like a cigarette or a cigar or whatever into and light it, which this does not have, thankfully, because I do not smoke or anything. But charger works. I stated that 4 high and 4 low do work very well. It shifts real good. The gear, it shifts through. I believe this is a 5-gear. Shifts through all those gears good. It does idle pretty decently. And that's just my mileage right there. That's how many miles I've driven. 167. I know it's kind of dirty, but that's my mileage I've driven so far with this truck, and it's been good. I believe the max speed on this truck is like 90 limited. That's like electronically limited, but you know. But like I said, this thing rides surprisingly well. It's a good little truck. I love it so far. I really do. But let's just turn her off. I don't want to blow through all my gas. The only other things I gotta get taken care of really is whatever in the heck this is. I do not know. It has to do something with National Grid. It really does. I just don't know what this is. I could not tell you. And there's actually another thing like that in the back seat. Or, not the back seat. It doesn't have back seats. But in the back, where the back seats would be, there's another one of those. Ugh. Back here. Right there. Right there's my good old trusty coolant that I keep pouring in that I gotta get fixed. I just don't know what those are. It says staple line light box. I guess that's for controlling the lights on the roof. For when this was a National Grid truck. Well, it's coming out one way or another. It's coming out. And in the glove compartment, I do have every intention of replacing this radio because, I mean, all it is an FM AM radio. So I bought this guy right here. I bought this guy, and the connectors do not fit in there, and I tried getting the adapters and all this and that, but none of the adapters I got would fit. They're all ones that you have to like cut the wires and splice them together, which I'm good at doing that for like 1 or 2 wires, but there's like, with this thing, there's like 30 different wires, and they're all different colors. None of them, half the colors don't even match, so I gotta find one that either fits this and that, the wires connect, or I'm selling this. I spent like $22 on it, and I lost the receipt, so there's no returning it. So if I do sell, I'm gonna try and sell it for like 20 bucks on eBay or something. But I don't want to. I want to put this in because this you can connect. I can connect my phone to it. I can connect my phone. I can connect an auxiliary cord, Bluetooth, and all that good stuff to it. I can listen to music off my phone rather than just a radio. But you know, there's only so much you can ask for from a $20 radio from Walmart. But you know. So yeah, that's the, pretty much the whole truck. Oh, and there is a slight hole in the floor, and again, this is an upstate New York truck, you know, it's got over 100,000 miles, 2005, these things kind of happen. When I was cleaning this truck out, I got very scared by this, because it looks a whole lot worse than it is. Really, I can just, this is actually all mostly solid metal through here. Right from here, so essentially from here all the way through here is solid. Everything here it's kind of like diagonal almost, and it just goes solid. So what I'm gonna do is I got some buddies of mine that are very good at welding, and I'm gonna have them put a plate down there on the bottom, weld it on the bottom, and then we're gonna move this rug and mat up and weld another plate on the top just to get the rust. I'm gonna sand it down and put some plates on there, but that's pretty much the only main problem besides the bed. But net weight, let's see here. I've never ever would have imagined this truck was only 5,000 pounds. Huh. Yeah, right there. Gross vehicle weight. Yeah, 5,000 pounds. Huh. I really thought it would have been a little bit more than that, to be honest. Because my car weighs like 4,000 or 3 something. Yeah, it seems about right actually. 5,000 pounds. Yeah, it seems about right. Seating capacity used to be, yeah, it's 3. There is no rear. They never put. Oh, my bad. Sorry, they never put rear seats in there. So when they had this truck new, there was never any rear seats. I thought somebody had just taken them out to make into a National Grid truck. Guess not. Rear 0, front 3, total 3 seats. Original tire size, gold tire inflation. I'm sorry, I know I keep not showing you guys perfect. Camera. It says here, the combined weight of occupants and cargo should never exceed 1,150 pounds. That's for inside the truck. That doesn't say anything about the bed of the truck or anything like that. I don't know if the bed or anything, the payload, it should say somewhere on here. This vehicle conforms to applicable. Yeah, I don't see anything on here that says anything about vehicle weight, or not vehicle weight, but towing specifications. But you know, oh, there's just one other little thing. That's a little, like, I'm not sure what you'd call it. TSTcorp.com, that has to do hours, something to do with National Grid. So is that, has something to do with National Grid. I don't know what, but it does. So yeah, that's the little Ford Ranger. Life with this truck has been great. I've already used it to take to dump a couple of things. I moved the trailer with it. That trailer right there, I think with the snowmobiles in it is about 1,200 pounds between the snowmobiles, give or take. Probably about 1,500 pounds of snowmobiles, and then the trailer itself is probably another 2. So about 3,500 pounds, give or take. And this thing pulled it no problem, really. I only went down the road a little bit and back up a hill just to kind of test it out, you know, and it did pretty well, honestly. I could barely even tell it was behind there. We have a 2017 Ford Explorer with a 3.5 liter V6 that makes 300 horsepower. This truck makes a little bit less, obviously age difference. This truck only makes about, I think, 207 and like 200 and something pound-feet of torque. But this truck, honestly, that pulled it better than that SUV did. But you know, this is a truck. I guess it's just gearing is different and everything. Let me close this hood up. It is starting to rain, sadly. Bear with me. There we go. Well, that's just a little update on the Ranger. And once I get on the road and stuff and actually take it down the road and I'm actually able to drive it in the city, not city, oh god, I would never want to drive in the city. I hate driving in cities. I mean like town. Compared to where I live, our little town, which is like probably, if you go to a big city like New York, it's probably, our town is probably like not even 2% of that entire city. It's like 1% of that city. So that's just, I call the town a city sometimes because compared to where I live, that town is huge. It has so many people going through it, especially in the summer. It actually looks like a city. Like if you've never been out here and you drive just downtown, where about 15 minutes from where I live, you would think it's a city, judging on the amount of people there. But when I drive it through there, I see how it really handles around tight turns and everything like that. And actually, I did take it down to a local store. And that's a beautiful thing about living here in the country, is there's hardly ever any traffic. At this little store, I was turning around and there was just a big, there was the curb there, and I knew I couldn't make that turn all the way. And I just drove over the curb, and it just, I started laughing because there was a couple people around, and they were just looking at me, and they watched me drive completely over the curb in this little rusty Ford Ranger, and they just kind of laughed. But, yeah, what are you going to do? But yeah, everything underneath is really solid, like the exhaust, everything down there, and all the way is solid, really. This is a completely solid truck, mostly. The only thing is that, it looks from the outside, if you were looking at it from this angle, minus my dog, you would think like, geez, that thing's in pretty rough shape. The rust on the front panel here, rust there, the bed's almost shot. The bed is practically shot anyway. But you would think like this thing's a piece of crap, really. But engine, transmission, all that good stuff, tires, all the stuff that matters is good. The only thing that's easier to replace is eventually this front panel, replacing it. This right here, that's part of this panel. So that's part of this panel. That's gonna get fixed. That's just surface rust right there. That's all just surface rust. I can sand that down or have it get professionally done. Then the bed, obviously, I already said I'm gonna replace, because this bed is practically shot. Actually, the best part, like the truck body panels as it is probably this driver's side door. But then you open it. I mean, this is all, like I said, this is all surface rust. Surface rust. This is by far the worst part of the whole truck. But like I said, 2 metal plates will fix that up, no problem. Then once I do that, get a couple screws there, hold that down. But yeah, that's my little Ford Ranger. And like I said, what can you ask for a $300 truck? I mean, $300. So I mean, that's just how it is. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys sometime next couple weeks when I get this truck on the road. We'll take it to the local swamp and we'll get this thing good and muddy. Alright, talk to you guys later.